Now I'm here again talking to you. Now I'm explaining in general on other seller. As I've said to you, I have 13 different sellers. I have CIF and semi CIF. Now this seller of mine have gold and diamond as well. Now I'm explaining to you on how you're gonna get on the 60% CIF because you don't read properly. You're lazy. No matter how I explain into my Facebook, still you don't understand. Now I'm talking to you live today. Now my seller, Mali, Tanzania, Sierra Leone, Burkina Faso, and Guinea and Ghana. Now I'm talking in general, particularly in Ghana. Now you can see different picture, different seller. Now you can see diamond and gold there on that page. I am putting on the video. You click on the video, the link, it will open from different seller. Now I'm talking about the particular seller that I have. Okay. Now there is a gold on the table. That's 450 kilos. Belong to the seller. You can see the man holding the gold. He is my seller. Okay, he live in the village. From the village to Accra, it takes 5 hours drive. So you as the buyer, you must understand that you cannot just say, Willie, tell your seller, bring the gold to the refinery. It wouldn't work. First of all, we don't know you, who you are. Maybe you might be a hold-upper. Maybe you are thieves. Maybe you are crooks. So that is the reason why you cannot find gold right now. Now, I'm talking in general. Now in Ghana, there are 14 refineries. PMMC, AA Mineral, Asankas, 888, Sovereign, ER Logistic, Geological, which is a government laboratory, Bar Purity, Italtic, and WRL, and so forth. Now the seller, they are their preference refinery to deal with ER Logistic, Geological, which is government laboratory, Italtic, Bar Purity, and WRL. There are 5. It's on my Facebook. But however, my seller will consider PMMC. But you need to buy, if you're scared, because everybody's scared, you don't need to be scared if you're a real buyer. Okay. Now, if you're dealing with PMMC, meaning to say you're going to sell the gold to PMMC, that is the reason why you cannot get gold. Because my seller is a member of PMMC. He prepared to deal, to sell the gold to direct to the buyer on the price that a world market price. You will get the discount, but not much. Because if you buy gold to PMMC, I can guarantee you can buy 3% discount. Because PMMC is also a seller. They need gold to supply to their own customer. Even Italtic, you buy gold to Italtic, you will be given 3% discount. He will ask you the proof of fund. On my seller side, my seller is selling you with a good discount in order for you to get the profit, rather than buying gold to PMMC 3% discount. Now, going back to PMMC, we will consider PMMC according to my seller's instruction that you buy a metal box, whatever you assay, you put the whole gold at the PMMC, on the metal box, excuse me, then you keep it with the sealed before the gold will be cleared, because your payment would take 3 working days. So you don't own the gold yet. Now be sure that when you assay the gold to PMMC, you pay the cost of PMMC, the cost of assay. There is a cost. So as being an applicant, be prepared that you have the money to pay the assay. You cannot just say, I want to see your seller bring the gold to PMMC. It wouldn't work. First of all, before you're going to say my seller, we need to have a contract. I want to gather your information first. Are you a buyer? How many kilos you need? What mode of payment? We need a letter from your bank that you have the money to pay. If you are a broker, you go back to your buyer. We need a letter of authority that you are going to supervise. Without that, I'm sorry, I cannot help you. Because my seller prepared to deal with the buyer with the invitation. But if you are on the ground, fine, we will. My seller will not deal with any refinery which is not familiar to him. My seller only deal with ER Logistic, Geological, as I've said to you, WRL, it's on my Facebook, all the addresses, and Italtech, Bar Purity, he will consider. Now, I'm giving you now, because I just convinced my seller, can we consider PMMC? He will consider, but after the assay, the gold has to be taken out of the building. You put the gold into the metal box of yours. You buy metal box at the Accra Shopping Center, right? You wrap it, you initial it. You will not be scared because the gold will not be swapped because the metal box belong to you. You wrap it, they initial it, both buyers and seller. The seller will bring the gold out of the building, and then you bring the gold to your room or deposit it in the bank. Okay, with the key, the seller has to get the key, and if you take the gold in your hotel room, the seller will take your passport. You might run away, which is normal. Yes, it happened. You will run away. You have the gold, and what happened if the seller cannot find you? So the seller will give you take your passport. Okay, and when the payment is cleared, then the passport will be returned. Or if you don't like to give your passport to the seller, the gold has to be put on the Fidelity Bank because my seller's bank is Fidelity Bank. So you deposit that. After the clearances, then you can get the gold. The seller will give you the gold. That is how we do if you deal with PMC. All right. Now, if you are a buyer, the travel to Ghana, make sure you send us a letter of intent. How many kilos you need, and which refinery of destination, what mode of payment. Okay, state on your letter of intent the refinery address and your account refinery address, which country of destination, and we need your passport copy. Wilhelmina will gather all information. Don't be afraid. Your information is confidential. Wilhelmina will not float around because I have to protect my seller and the buyer. If you are dealing with the broker to broker, then it's your problem, because we will not release I will not release my seller's documentation. The seller's documentation will be attached on the contract, because once you send me your passport, I will attach the passport on the contract, and I will, in your letter of intent, you need to state your importation license number and etc. Must be completed on the letter of intent. If the letter of intent is not clear, the refinery address, I will not respond. I will reject you. So it says there on my FCO, on my Facebook, on LinkedIn. When you are on LinkedIn, you click it, you will redirect it. So this video is for in general of my seller. Now you're gonna say, really, I'm gonna buy gold with no upfront pay. Wrong. You cannot take any product without putting money. You cannot buy product without any down payment. You always have a down payment. Gold has a face value. You must remember that. If you don't have money in your bank, then how are you gonna pay for it? You cannot just leverage it. Then he said, Willie, we will buy gold, refinery will guarantee. The refinery will not guarantee. I know that. Don't be tricky, because I was in Dubai. Any refinery will not give any guarantee to anybody. Even the bank will not give you the guarantee. Before you're gonna get the loan, the bank will say, Mr. So-and-so, you can borrow money, but we need to know your asset. Well, how much the value of your asset? Now, the gold has a face value. That's an asset. That is cash asset. You are buying solid gold. So, therefore, you have to pay the down payment of 40%, which is you pay the 6 kilos. And then the seller will give you the 44 kilos. You pay that after final assay. The seller will come with you. Okay, you carry the 6 kilos with different documentation. Fine, that's normal. My seller will do that. Now, the man on the handling the gold on the table is my seller. He will meet you when you are a real buyer. If you are on the ground, we will sell you the gold. Yes, no problem. Show us the proof of fund first. The contract first, you talk to Wilhelmina, I will gather your information, and then I'll put that on the cash contract, and then I will send to my seller, and I will arrange the meeting with you. By long distance, by conference, I will arrange, okay? So this is my explanation in general. You click it, you will see all my seller, gold and diamond, okay? Sierra Leone, Ghana, Tanzania, okay? I will not explain thoroughly, okay? It's all on my Facebook. If you are not paying attention, therefore you are not a buyer. Don't waste my time. Do not ask me, send me the procedure, because the procedure is in front of you. That is why I'm talking to you directly. Those who said, here's my email, send me the procedure, I will never respond to you, because to me you are not a buyer. A real buyer will send a letter of intent. Okay, that is the real buyer. But if you say, well, send me, I will not. If you don't have Facebook, too bad. If you are on LinkedIn, you click it, it will open. All right, so that's all I can tell you, and I hope you understand what I'm saying. Wilhelmina has been a victim. We lose gold already. We've been scammed by a Canadian buyer and a Mexican buyer. So all of the scammers is on my Facebook. Don't believe on those people. Oh, really? Are you a scammer? I don't know. Did I scam you? I was being scammed. My seller has been scammed. Everybody is a victim. That is why I created this one, so that we will not repeat the mistake the previous years, the previous month. Okay? And if you're gonna say, Willie, I want to see your passport, I beg your pardon, you already saw me. You already see me here, live. Why you ask my passport for? You will we will never release my seller document. I will not. I have my seller's documentation, export license, and business registration and SKR. I will never. I advise my seller, do not release any documentation to any broker that whom you don't know. My seller will come to me. When the seller come to me, I ask my seller export license, past performance, etc. for my eyes only. Okay, I will not release to anybody until you meet Wilhelmina live on video. Everything is on my Facebook, so you don't need to ask everything. You ask my seller's documentation, because all the export license and the number, it's on my Facebook. So you don't need. When you send us a letter of intent, Wilhelmina will call you. Hey, Mr. So-and-so, is this you? Is this your signature? Yes, because I will gather all the information. I will put that on the contract. This is the contract, 15 pages. I will not send a contract to anybody, blank contract. Every day I receive a blank contract. We call that fishing around. You are recycling the blank contract to broker to broker. The real seller will not send a blank contract. A real professional businessman hire the consultant. The consultant will gather the buyer's information based on your letter of intent. Then that is the time we will send you the contract with the seller's information, etc. Because you already seen my seller's information on Facebook. So what else you need? If you want a gold, you send us a letter of intent, etc. Right? That's all I can tell you. I hope you understand. On my video, it's very, if you are a wise reader, you will understand. Elementary grade will understand. I don't know. I went to school. I never ask question. I read. I digest it properly. Now this video is for you guys as summarize. But if you don't pay attention to me, you are not a buyer. You are just wasting the time. Don't be in business if you don't have money. Don't be in business if you cannot afford to pay the down payment. Don't be in business to leverage the gold to sell it to the refinery and waiting for the refinery to pay. It wouldn't work. I know, because I called the refinery. The refinery is your buyer. The refinery will not give any guarantee. We will not accept promissory note. You might default us. You might default my seller. Okay? And if you default, I'm gonna block you and block you. Okay? We will be blocked, we will respond the blog. So now we are now on the modern technology. You see Wilhelmina. You see Wilhelmina? Very tough, very frank. Okay? Straightforward. Because this is a real business. Gold is not a potato, just like bargaining and bargaining. Why Indian and Chinese are in Ghana? Because they are looking for gold. Gold is precious. Do you understand what is precious mineral? I hope you understand what I'm talking. But anyway, I'll see you on conference. You read on my Facebook. You listen to the video, then you understand. You understand what I'm saying here. Okay, bye.